There are some people who feel we just don't have enough information to understand what's happening to our money. They say we're financially illiterate.
But I think the issue is, it's not that they're not intelligent, because a lot of these kids actually had a deep understanding of corporate finance, but very little understanding of personal finance. So it's a matter of exposing them to this information in the first place. That's what we're not doing.
80% of high school students graduate not knowing the basics of financial literacy.
Nationals-Capilano took action on this issue by educating and empowering youth in British Columbia to not only advance their understanding of financial literacy, but to encourage them to utilize these skill sets in an expansive and dynamic environment.
We leverage support from RBC Royal Bank, who share the same values as us. Our students are the future, and at Nationals-Capilano, our goal is to inspire, educate, and empower.
Square One is a community-based financial literacy project that is delivered through 5 80-minute collaborative workshops.
We ensured our students understood the foundations of financial literacy by encouraging the importance of banking smart, budgeting, savings and taxes, credit, and career development.
And in the coming year, we will be introducing a new workshop on the basis of investing in the stock market.
To confirm students were confident in putting these concepts into practice, we encourage them to share their experiences of establishing a budget and creating a savings plan.
But don't just take our word for it. Here's what one of our students has to say.
In the past year, I booked an appointment and I talked to an advisor, and I switched banks so that I could find a bank account that had benefits that suited my liking.
But it doesn't stop there.
After discussions with leaders at the Squamish Nation Training and Trade Center, we discovered that Square One could address a need within our Indigenous communities.
There, they offer programs aimed at preparing their students for full-time employment.
We collaborated with members of the local Indigenous community to help us tailor our program to their needs.
At the center, our team delivered the initial workshops to the students with the future goal of transitioning the program to the center's own leaders using a train-the-trainer model.
By setting up a system whereby the center's leaders are able to train individuals from neighboring First Nations to facilitate the Square One workshops in their own communities, we will have the capacity to expand throughout the province.
Together, with employees from the Squamish Nation Training and Trade Center, we work to make sure the material we provide is tailored to their needs and offered in a way that encourages growth and confidence in financial literacy.
By incorporating a train-the-trainer model, Square One can be adapted for any group in need of financial literacy while increasing our scalability and ensuring a sustainable business model through the expansion to an online platform.
Despite facing increased restrictions due to COVID-19, Square One impacted over 200 students across British Columbia and expanded to 2 new high schools by adapting our workshops to a virtual environment.
Our focus this year for Square One is to continue to enable progress, improve scalability, and make it sustainable for the future.
Within just 2 weeks of the initial shutdown in March of 2020, our team adapted the format of Square One to fill the sudden need to transition to online learning while we continue to develop our digital platform expansion.
Digital content such as simulations and educational software will allow our team the opportunity to better impact students both locally and in remote communities in a way that effectively meets their learning needs and drives quantifiable results.
We also saw the shift as an opportunity to test the efficacy of our content in a virtual environment, and the numbers spoke for themselves.
95% of our students now understand the fundamentals of credit.
90% are now confident in establishing and executing their own budget.
And 95% of students in Square One now have the capability to make positive and effective financial decisions.
By expanding our program to an online platform, we are able to scale our impact without geographical limitations.
Square One is a project that is flexible in nature and will impact thousands.
We have the means and the resources to scale our reach to communities across the province.
This coming year, we will increase our engagement by continuing to build partnerships with school districts throughout the province.
Through the combination of the train-the-trainer model and our online platform, we will be able to scale our impact from an average of 300 students per year to thousands while maintaining a sustainable growth rate.
Providing our workshops exclusively through an in-person model limited our ability to reach students outside of our local communities.
This platform will allow us to reach 45,000 students per year across British Columbia, with the ability to be tailored for expansion across the country and around the globe.
Our work through Square One was our first step in working with high school students. This year, we expanded our reach to include entrepreneurship education through our project, Counting on Action.
Unable to deliver the program in person at this time, we packaged materials in a user-friendly design, meeting local high school teachers' requests to reintroduce the content into their curriculum.
We provided the program material to 3 classes, which allowed the teachers to integrate the content into their curriculum at their desired pace.
Through Counting on Action, each class was given the opportunity to learn the fundamentals of entrepreneurship by creating their own business venture.
From there, the students work together through the stages of product ideation to create a product that impacts at least one of the 3 pillars of sustainability.
The students then have the foundation they need to launch and operate their own business.
Students work to develop a marketing plan, practice their sales pitch, and design proposals for potential partnerships.
This year, 101 students actively participated in Counting on Action and now understand the value of entrepreneurship as a future career opportunity.
As a team, Nationals-Capilano strives to strengthen our community.
We identified 2 key target audiences in need of support through the pandemic, including seniors and the students on our campus.
To combat loneliness among seniors during the first few months of the pandemic, we partnered with United Way of the Lower Mainland through the Local Love Initiative.
Since we were not able to visit our local senior centers, the team took action and created care packages with the aim of lifting their spirits and providing a reminder of their value in our community.
Our second target audience was students on our campus, which is why we created You Belong, a project built on the idea of creating a greater sense of belonging on campus.
Increased belonging will encourage students to forge stronger bonds and expand their engagement within their communities.
Capilano University is a commuter campus with over 12,000 students who travel daily from all over Metro Vancouver. While there are opportunities to create connections, there are few initiatives to foster lasting relationships.
In early 2020, our survey found that 65% of students did not feel a strong sense of belonging at Capilano University.
A survey conducted by Capilano University in January of 2021 found that 75% of new students reported that their social interactions with family and friends have declined due to their pandemic restrictions.
In that same survey, 64% reported that their overall mental health and well-being had worsened due to the isolation requirements of COVID-19.
Launched in the midst of the pandemic with the support of the Cooperator's mental health grant initiatives, You Belong directly impacted students attending Capilano University.
68 Capilano students are now familiar with mental health resources on and off campus.
67 participants learned tools for managing their mental health.
96 students experienced a greater sense of belonging at Capilano University.
Starting in September 2020, You Belong hosted weekly seminars to welcome new and returning students to our virtual campus.
In order to ease anxiety, the seminars addressed strategies for online learning, motivation, mental health, and wellness, and leveraging on-campus resources to ease their transition during unprecedented times.
To enrich student experience and increase belonging throughout the virtual semester, You Belong had regular game nights, bringing students together for the purposes of having fun and to relieve stress.
We collaborated on 2 separate occasions with trained facilitators from the Shift people to present workshops, leaving the participants armed with practical tools for improving mental resilience.
With the pressures of school, work, relationships, and the stressors of everyday life, our workshop, Managing Overwhelm, touched on key concepts such as recognizing stress, self-assessment, and mindful self-talk.
The Breaking Perfectionism workshop taught participants to transform the need for control into a trait that breaks cycles of negative thoughts and supports individual success.
More recently, You Belong also established a partnership with Capilano University professor Lori Walker to present virtual mindfulness workshops to students and faculty twice a week throughout the spring semester.
These workshops include a range of guided meditations focused on breathwork and mindfulness activities geared toward improved emotional well-being and overall health.
You Belong's various collaborations have strongly impacted student experience during this challenging year of remote learning.
85% of participants reported an increased sense of belonging following participation in You Belong's programs.
90% of students stated a plan to increase their involvement on campus.
95% of attendees felt more confident navigating mental health challenges for themselves and those around them.
And 91% of students now feel more inclined to reach out to a professional for mental health support.
Fostering positive relationships empowers individuals and enables community growth.
You Belong is driving change by building a student engagement plan that creates a sustainable sense of belonging and encourages mental resilience.
Small businesses make up 97.9% of the Canadian economy.
Counting on action is a simple and effective way to introduce the fundamentals of entrepreneurship to our future leaders.
In light of the global pandemic, seniors across Canada have experienced a decline in their overall mental health due to isolation.
Our partnership with United Way enabled Nationals-Capilano to address the critical loneliness affecting the elders in our community during this challenging time.
Financial literacy is integral to our future well-being and increases confidence in youth facing the economic insecurities of today.
Square One is the solution to addressing the need for financial literacy skills in students across the province.
This is how we educate youth on the importance of entrepreneurship and financial literacy.
This is how we prepare the future generation for a vast and ever-changing workforce.
This is how we take action and respond to the needs of our community in a global crisis.
This is how we inspire our future generation.
And we are Nationals-Capilano.